You're on.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to City Council. Today is Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. It's approximately 1 p.m. I'm Mayor Eric Enriquez, so thank you for joining us today. If you could all join me and stand as we take a moment of silence for the brave men and women of the United States Armed Forces. And as we also take a moment of silence for our officer, Jonah Hernandez, who died in the line of duty, and never to forget the bravery and the sacrifice that our police department and first responders do every day, day in and day out. Now, if you could join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Councilor Grant.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'd like to start off now with the presentation of a proclamation by Councilor Becky Graham, proclamation for National Engineers Week.
Thank you, Mayor. And do we have any representatives here for National Engineers Week to receive? Please come down. All the way. Thank you so much. Whereas February 18th to 24th, 2024 is recognized as National Engineers Week to honor the nation's engineers in all fields who use their knowledge and skills in innovative ways to fulfill our society's need and ensure a diverse and well-educated future engineering workforce by increasing understanding of and interest in engineering and technology careers. And whereas El Paso Electric is celebrating all the engineers in our region that are each working to make a difference for our communities and are collaborating to grow a future workforce of successful engineers. And whereas El Paso Electric has a family of more than 1,100 employees, including approximately 123 engineers dedicated to serving the communities where they live and work. As a regional energy provider with a responsibility of providing safe and reliable energy to more than 460,000 customers, El Paso Electric understands the crucial role our engineers play every day in transforming the engineering landscape. In partnership with other team members, El Paso Electric engineers are designing the future that will enable electrification, more renewable energy, and a brighter energy future for everyone. Whereas engineers serve as role models and sources of inspiration to our students and community to realize the power of their knowledge, and National Engineers Week works to further promote a diverse and well-educated future engineering workforce. Now, therefore, we, the Mayor and City Council of Las Cruces, New Mexico, do hereby proclaim February 18th to February 24th, 2024 as National Engineers Week, signed by our Mayor, Eric Enriquez, and attested by our City Clerk, Christine Rivera.
I just want to say on behalf of El Paso Electric and all the engineers in the office, we accept this humbly and very gratefully. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce Staff Sergeant Harold L. Morris. He will do a brief presentation, a song in honor of Black History Month. Staff Sergeant.
To the mayor, to the members of the dais, officials, and to the audience, good afternoon, and thank you. The song that I'm going to sing is called Wade in the Water. Many people thought it had something to do with the time of slavery. This song was written around 1934. A lady named Willa Townsend was a teacher from Nashville, Tennessee. She went to Europe on a pilgrimage for religion, and she allowed herself to be baptized in the Jordan River. Thank you. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children. Wade in the water, God's gonna trouble the water. See that host all dressed in white, God's gonna trouble the water. The leader looks like an Israelite, God's gonna trouble the water. See that band all dressed in red, God's gonna trouble the water. Looks like the band that Moses led, leaves wade in the water. If you don't believe that I've been redeemed, just follow me to the Jordan stream. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Staff Sergeant. Thank you. Is Jesse Walden here? So at this time, I'd like to recognize Jesse Walden. Jesse Walden's a dedicated photojournalist with Spectrum News 13, which draws inspiration from daily encounters and community stories, fueled by a profound passion for visual storytelling. Joining Spectrum News 13 in August of 2022, he brought expertise from roles as KSTU in Salt Lake City and KOB in Albuquerque. Following his graduation from New Mexico State University with a bachelor's in digital filmmaking, tragically, on February 22nd, 2023, Jesse and his co-worker, Dylan Lyons, were shot while reporting on a story. It was only later in the hospital that Jesse learned of the devastating toll, with a total of 5 people shot and Dylan amongst the 3 who passed away from the lethal attack. This event sparked newfound resilience in Jesse, shaping his approach to storytelling, overcoming physical, emotional, and mental challenges. His journey to healing became an integral part of his narrative, enabling him to connect with people on a profound level and share stories of survival and resilience. And for that, the city of Las Cruces and I, the mayor of Las Cruces, want to recognize him for his bravery and his inspirational storytelling. Jesse Walden.
I just wanted to say thank you all very much and how happy I am to be with you all here today. Glad to still be alive and get to come back home and get some more green chili. But I'm proud to be from here, proud to have graduated from what was Oñate and as well as New Mexico State University, and I'm very proud to be able to continue on and continue, being a journalist down in Orlando, Florida. I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you.
Next on the agenda, we have Jobs of the Week. So Giselle Palomares.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. My name is Giselle Palomares, and I'm with New Mexico Workforce Connection. For the jobs of this week, we have City of Las Cruces is hiring a water maintenance worker. It pays $16 an hour and 76 cents. The job posting closes on March 11, 2024. City of Las Cruces is also hiring an industrial waste programs inspector. This job posting closed February 26th, and it pays $24 an hour and 78 cents. White Sands Missile Range is hiring a registered nurse, occupational health, Spectrum Healthcare Resources. The pay is depending on experience, and it's open until filled. We have Doña Ana County is hiring a utility worker, and it pays anywhere between $15 to $18.45 an hour, and it closes March 3rd. We have Grajeda Farms is hiring farm workers and laborers, crop nursery and greenhouse. That pays $16 an hour and 32 cents, and this position closes December 10th. We have Families and Youth Incorporation that's hiring an accounts payable specialist. This pays anywhere between $17 and $23 an hour and closes March 6th. And we have upcoming events here in Las Cruces. On March 26th, New Mexico Workforce Connection is partnering with Las Cruces Public Schools, and we are having Market to Your Rocket, where students are able to interview with any individual that's interested in volunteering their time to interview them and kind of spice up their interview skills. We have Hiring for Heroes on April 1st at American Legion on Madrid from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This event is for veterans looking to get back into the workforce. And we have an event on March 13th with Community of Hope. We are partnering with them to have a job readiness event to help individuals specifically struggling with homelessness to get back into the workforce. And then we have the Las Cruces Spring Career Fair March 27th at the Convention Center from 2 p.m. to 5:30. And as always, if you want to connect with our office, please contact us at 575-524-6250, or you can always visit us in person at 226 South Alameda Boulevard. Thank you.
Thank you, Giselle. Next, we have Pets of the Week, Amy Del Felix.
Hello everyone, my name is Amy DeFelix. I am with the Animal Services Center of the Mesilla Valley, and of course I'm here to present the Pets of the Week. We always start off with our Cat of the Week, and this week her name is Louisa. Her number is 72068, and she says, "I'm a sweet girl who really does like attention. When I'm comfortable with you, I'll make biscuits and roll around, purring as loud as I can. All I want is a family to take me in and love me for the rest of my life. Spend some time with me at the AICMV, and you're sure to find out just how sweet I am. And then we also have our dog of the week. Her name is Jeannie, and her number is 61918. And she says, I'm a young, playful, and friendly girl just wishing for my forever home. I have done so well with people and dogs of all kinds, so I'm surprised I haven't found my match yet. I love belly rubs, and I hope my future family can take me out on nice walks during the day, and then we can come home and have a cuddle session. And regarding events, we do have an adoption event at Tractor Supply this Saturday, the 24th. We'll be there from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., and if you need the address, it is 1440 West Picacho. And as well, we have our drive-through vaccination clinic at the Field Dreams parking lot. We will be there this Sunday. It's coming up really fast, February 25th, and we'll be there from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The first 200 microchips are sponsored by the McCune Charitable Foundation, so they are free to the pet owners. And then we also received an additional 50 microchips that are sponsored by PetLink. And all remaining microchips, all kennel cough vaccines and rabies vaccines will be only $10, and the distemper parvo for the dogs and the feline distemper for the cat vaccines are all of those are going to be sponsored by Petco Love. So every single one of those vaccines will be free to the pet owners. And then we have our links, of course, our website, ascmv.org. We have social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And then we have our podcast available on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Our next episode for the end of February is coming up soon. So be sure to check in on that. We hope that you get to learn a lot more about animal welfare in general. That's kind of our aim for the podcast. That's all we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Next on the agenda, we have a conflict of interest. Does any member of the city council, city manager, or any member of the city staff have any known conflict of interest with any item on the agenda?
None by Flores.
None, Graham.
None.
None, McClure.
None.
Thank you. Seeing none. Next. Okay, I'll make sure. Next on the agenda, we have public participation. Again, we ask that you come up, you state your name, speak directly into the microphone, and be respectful is what we ask. Mayor, council, at this point, we cannot get into any discussion. We're here to hear your input. And normally we give 3 minutes. If I could at this time see a show of hands of who wants to speak. Seeing the large increase, we can go to 2 minutes. If you can get what you need to say in 2 minutes. If it's on the same topic, you can share your minutes with somebody else. But that's how we'd like to start. We'd like to start with the first row. Anybody want to speak? You have 2 minutes. First row on my left, your right. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Yes, you're right. You're correct.
Good afternoon. I'm Pat Pugh. We own Amco Transmissions for 55 years on West Picacho, and our situation is grave and terrifying because of the lawlessness that reigns. The police are really good to come when we call them. However, catch and release remains the biggest problem. Even when we have video footage showing what the crime was, where they went, across the street to where they sell the stolen property right in that motel, the police say they can't go in, even get a warrant to see how we can stop this unlawful activity. And the terror is the people who come into the business that are scary. My granddaughter and I work up front, and sometimes we just lock the front door. It's very difficult, and we need some help. It's unsustainable. I yield my time.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm going to take her time, Shelley's time. I just need 3 minutes. Thank you. Good afternoon, Mayor, City Council, staff, and public. My name is Yoli Diaz. As a mother of a first responder, I am here today to pay tribute and respect to Officer Jonah Hernandez and to provide sincere condolences to Yesenia, his wife, sons, parents, family, and friends. Officer Hernandez's senseless death is a loss to everyone. His family, LCPD, Silva's family, all our first responders, our complete community. This tragedy is personal to everyone. As my daily advocacy is specific, many of us advocate for needed change. We come before you and take our 3 minutes in the attempt of burning through what seems a steel wall for this needed change of action, regardless of repeatedly asking for a call to action. I've experienced fear, pain, trauma, and loss, and I've witnessed it in others. I think of the present and I think of our history and how some things don't change, not even since the 60s when I was born. I would like to share the lyrics of a song that was written in the 60s in honor of a very poignant time in history, a time of turmoil, political upheaval, social inequities, segregation, poverty, inequality, disparity, and cultural health and mental health issues. It's a song that remains forever sacred and an impactful message that still rings true today. It is a testament to the power of music to inspire action and embolden the hope for change, unity, peace, equality, faith, and just a better world. The lyrics and the singer are very meaningful to me and hold a very special place in my heart. I'd like to share them with everyone today. If I can dream, there must be lights burning brighter somewhere. Got to be birds flying higher in a sky more blue. If I can dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand, tell me why, oh why, can't my dream come true? There must be peace and understanding sometime, strong winds of promise that will blow away the doubt and fear. If I can dream of a warmer sun where hope keeps shining on everyone, tell me why, oh why won't that sun appear? We're lost in a cloud with too much rain. We're trapped in a world that's troubled with pain. But as long as a man has the strength to dream, he can redeem his soul and fly. Deep in my heart, there's a trembling question. Still, I am sure that the answer's gonna come somehow. Out there in the dark, there's a beckoning candle. And while I can think, while I can talk, while I can stand, while I can walk, while I can dream, please let my dream come true right now. So I say to you, we must unite, and while we can think, while we can talk, while we can stand, while we can walk, we need to evaluate priorities to benefit our residents. There are consequences when we're doing nothing.
Thank you.
Again, my
Yoli,
sincere
thank you.
condolences to Officer
Thank you.
Hernandez's family and friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Yoli. Yes, come on up, sir.
Yeah, my name is Richard Farr, and my two predecessors have adequately addressed what I had planned to cover in my first minute anyway. But one of my comments here is there are laws on our books already that should be addressing and more rigorously enforced to improve the quality of life in our community. So to Chief Story, I don't know what resource, political, or policy constraints you and your fine team are having to deal with, but I think it's clear to everyone in this room that a more effective and rigorous enforcement of laws that are already on the books would go a long way to improving community life. You council members, particularly those that have been on there for a number of years, you are very much a part of the problem. Your distorted priorities and refusal to take responsibility and effective action is shameful. It's a noble thing to care for those that are the least among us, but not to the detriment of the quality of life to the greater part of the community of honest, hardworking, tax-paying citizens that are the true body, heart, and soul of our community. To Mayor Enriquez, you're a new face up there, and we hope that you will aggressively step up to the challenge to provide the inspired and dedicated leadership, the determined leadership necessary to get our community headed in the right direction. And to all of my fellow citizens in the auditorium and beyond, we are also part of the problem. We're not more relentlessly and effectively demanding action, transparency, and complete accountability from all these folks up here and from all of our elected representatives. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. My husband will cede his time, so I will take 3 minutes. Good afternoon. I am Dr. Kyle Schumacher. I head and manage Schumacher Veterinary Clinic on Valley Drive, very close to the location where the tragedy with Officer Hernandez occurred. Our family-owned veterinary clinic has been a staple in the community for over 40 years. I'm sure I've seen more than one of you in the clinic, oftentimes on a weekend or on a holiday. During that time, we have also been privileged to work with LCPD, their canine officers, along with other numerous law enforcement agencies. All of the businesses in our area have been struggling with the progressive influx of homelessness and subsequent crime. Our clinic and neighboring businesses have suffered from numerous break-ins, vandalism, threats to our personal safety, and general aggressive and disruptive behavior at all hours. These deplorable conditions also present concerns to our customers and have had negative impacts on business and revenue. This particular instance has also been very difficult for me on a personal and emotional level. I passed the roadblocks myself that Sunday night, minutes after the tragedy occurred, on my way to attend to a sick family pet. A few minutes difference in time and space might have resulted in a different outcome, perhaps on my front door or in my parking lot. I could not have dealt with these circumstances. I can only be deeply and eternally grateful to Officer Hernandez, his sacrifice, LCPD, and all of those involved. It has certainly made me rethink and reconsider doing business in this location, and sadly, most especially, providing after-hours services to the community. We are the only veterinary clinic in Las Cruces to do so, but I am uncomfortable with the risks to our safety. My many actions with LCPD, including personally with Officer Hernandez, have never been anything but positive. Our police officers have been tasked with the impossible burden of protecting the local citizens and businesses without any real means to do so. The city has ignored these issues for far too long. Our livelihoods, LCPD, and most especially Officer Hernandez and his family have paid the price for this neglect. Similarly, the homeless and transient population in question is in need of real help. Every day, I see obvious cases of physical and mental illness, severely erratic and dangerous behavior, and obvious struggles with illegal drugs and other addictions. Again, the city and our judicial system has failed to provide the help needed by all. I know that improvement won't be quick. I know that it won't be easy. In fact, I fully expect the situation will get worse before it gets better. While we expect the city of Las Cruces to pay real and immediate attention to these matters and to plan for concrete change, I would also like to assure you that local business owners are communicating, planning, and trying to provide constructive solutions. Now is the time to effect change. Thank you.
My name is Vic Villalobos, and Jose Carrera has agreed to concede his time to me to be able to use it for 3 minutes. Thank you. So, I own a couple of businesses in town. I know some of you know me. I actually want to start this presentation. I know the people behind me can't see this, but I want you to see this because honestly, I don't think other than the two chiefs to my left truly understand the gravity of what's going on. Since February 10th to this morning, I'm going to show you, these are the people in our community in the last 10 days that have been arrested for all these crimes. And for the people behind me, what I'm showing them is 16 pages of over 220 people that have committed crimes and have been arrested in our community. And those aren't the people that we account for that the police have had interactions with that weren't arrested. But that is true arrest within our community. And I want to finish with a picture, what I call Steve. This is Steve. If you haven't seen him, he's all around town. Steve has been polluting our city's streets since May of 23. On June 3rd in the morning at 7 a.m., Steve was arrested on Valley Drive for breaking into businesses. He was taken by police into custody, and he was released about 2 hours later. 2 hours later, he decided to go back on the street, and he made the mistake of robbing the businesses around me. He broke into, and vandalized 3 businesses around me. When he came to my business, we had the proper security set up, and he was detained while the police got there. Steve, since then, has gone on to commit many more crimes all the way through January, which include being naked on the streets, to battery, to more burglaries. You name it, Steve does it. So this is a problem that we have the same people coming out over and over. Now I want to fast forward to the date of February 11th, so the morning of Jonah's death, the afternoon of Jonah's death. He was killed on the corner of our property. And I have no words for story. I've worked with the police and with the fire. And I know. But we didn't actually call because of that vagrant. We called police because of the 2 vagrants that had broke into the back of the property. And so we had 3 people. We had an incident of 3 things going on our property at one time. And it was because that Jonah had contact first with that person that what happened. And it's just a sad situation. And, you know, I want to say, I know I only have a few seconds left, but I believe you have failed us. You up there have failed this city. You have failed in doing what you have done for the past few years. Doesn't work. It hasn't worked. And despite the fact that Jonah died, the fact that a citizen had to shoot and kill someone to try and render aid to an officer, despite all those things, I believe, I still have faith in you. I do. I believe that you still know what you're supposed to do right. Even those of you that I blame for the past, I think you know what you need to do. And I ask that you do it. That's all I ask. You know, there's new people up there, there's old people up there. Despite everything, I have faith, I do, that you guys can do the right thing. And that's all we're asking today as businesses, do the right thing. Thanks.
Thank you, Ben.
Hello, Kelsey Boswell is going to defer her time to me. Thank you, Kelsey. My name is Shannon Murray. I am managing partner of Las Cruces Dock Diving and Canine Event Center. The business is located at 335 South Valley Drive. We are on the same property where Officer Hernandez was brutally murdered. Since opening the only indoor canine pool in the state and region in May of 2019, we have worried for the safety of the customers, not to mention the other dog trainers that are all female. We love our customers, human and canine, have become friends with many. Sadly, we have shared lockdown while police searched for suspect and located them inside of solitaire homes. Held up one of our North America diving dog events with customers inside while bomb squad came for something tossed over the fence with a death to all manifesto. Canceled pool sessions due to police activity on the property searching for a crackhead that stabbed someone at Craig and Taggart. I just finished a class with a customer before heading here today, and this is her direct quote to me. We can't support this area if you can't support this area. Please help us help you make this community a better place for everyone. Thank you.
My name is Heather Murphy. I am a 30-year resident and a 16-year employee of Craig and Taggart, located directly across from Community of Hope. Our hearts go out to Officer Hernandez's family and our community. I find it obscene that it has taken his death to finally get people's attention. We are asking you to untie LCPD's hands, increase patrols in high-incident areas, increase the number of officers in the property crimes unit, actively push for prosecution of repeat offenders, property and trespassing crimes, and reinstate effective measures to eliminate panhandling and homeless issues plaguing our city. In addition, I challenge you to collectively and actively push for and solicit funds for a permanent, sustainable crisis center. While I agree not all homeless are violent and criminals, I applaud those who are actively working to make better for themselves and their communities. I refuse to sit here and allow you to continue to lie to the public and turn a blind eye to the issues. Just within the bounds of our building and the lateral next to us, we have dealt with a murder, recent unattended death, drug addicts and dealers, dirty needles and pipes thrown into our work yard. Our mailbox was torched. Employees are threatened and assaulted. Destruction of property, shoplifting, break-ins, armed suicidal individuals, fights, trespassers, illegal camping, and mounds of garbage and feces, to name a few things. We are forced to deal with incidents every week and often multiple times in a single day, a huge number of these involving homeless individuals. We have filed police reports, sent letters, made phone calls, emailed, had Zoom meetings, posted signs, and offered up reasonable solutions over the years. Unfortunately, it appears that our city and its representatives are only interested in doing the minimum required to help local business and are perfectly happy handing out lip service and warm fuzzies instead of putting their boots on the ground and doing the hard work. I have personally worked with EBID in cleaning up the Armijo lateral around us, and I would like to thank them for the assistance. We have spent well over $35,000 in repairs, security measures, and cleanup. That money could have paid an employee's salary, who in turn would have contributed to the tax base of this city. Aside from the financial burdens, no one appears concerned about the emotional costs, which are extremely high. Our employees feel victimized over and over every time they have to witness these incidents. Please do not let Officer Hernandez's death be in vain.
My name is Donna Stryker. My husband and I own commercial property on Valley Drive, 2 blocks from where Officer Hernandez was murdered. We've had multiple issues with violent vagrants and violent homeless at our building. According to the Director of Hope, Nicole Martinez, and her slide presentation at a town hall meeting on January 23rd, it is a myth that the homeless are violent or drug addicts. Tell that to the family of Officer Hernandez. We have owned the property for over 13 years, and in the last 4 years, the incidents have escalated substantially. We have spent thousands of dollars on repairs, additional cameras, barriers, fencing, and more. And as a taxpayer, that is very offensive to my husband and I, and it adds insult to injury. We contribute financially to the city and the county of Las Cruces. What exactly do violent, vagrants, and homeless contribute to our once fine city? I would like to request the following of the City Council: an increase in patrols in the high incident areas, just like how they said, an increase in charges for stolen property, where homeless are allowed to steal shopping carts and walk the streets showing off their treasures, an increase in the number of officers assigned to property crimes. This private citizen would like to request that a work session is scheduled in the very near future to address my concerns and the concerns of everybody here today. Councilwoman Bencomo, I'd like to address this to you. You told me prior to the election that a federal judge ruled that the city or a municipality that owns property cannot move homeless off the property unless they have somewhere to go. That was a ruling of the 9th Circuit Court. We live in the 10th Circuit Court. It does not apply here. And that's why the city property to the west of Casa del Peregrinos cleared off all the homeless the day before the election. That was very convenient. And why does Mesilla move their homeless to Las Cruces? The homeless on the ditch bank behind our property on McSwain is EBID land. There is a no trespassing request made multiple times. They were moved to the city's property, which is in violation of Codes 18-2. I would highly suggest you read it. The city is breaking the law and allowing violation of its own city codes. What's good for me is good for thee. The city property owners and small business owners are outraged at the deterioration of our city, and our voices are going to be heard. Our city must be safer for all of us. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Margaret Mead. I would like to thank the council for looking at us today. It really makes a difference. I feel like you're paying attention. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Shauna Pfeiffer. My husband and I own Striker Shooting World at 415 South Valley Drive. But more than that, I was born in Las Cruces, and I don't recognize it anymore at all. What was once full of vibrance and prosperity, hominess, and culture has been bastardized by filth, decay, violence, and crime. The politics of this once great city have resorted to pushing a progressive agenda at all costs, even at the cost of public safety. Do you wish to live in Portland, where public drug use is rife and feces litter city spaces? Do you wish to live in San Francisco, where constant theft is pushing businesses out that have been established for decades? Do you wish to live in Chicago, where lawlessness reigns and cops are actively hunted? Then move, go, and stop bringing it here. In the last 6 months, my husband and I have witnessed the following firsthand. A man was arrested, I hope, across the street from our children's daycare while openly pleasuring himself. Alcohol and drug paraphernalia litter the streets and are actively consumed in broad daylight. Human feces is nearly a daily occurrence on private property. Rocks have been thrown at us and our business. Vagrants openly carry machetes, broken bottles, and even a spear gun into a restaurant my children and I were eating at. Screaming vagrants cause us to have to hide in the bathroom while we try to patronize other businesses. Flood control infrastructure is constantly blocked with items stolen from Goodwill. They're making apartments under our bridges. Tented trespassing persons attempted to call our dog away from us. ATMs are constantly monitored, and I've seen homeless people basically descend on those in front of me in line. My husband has been threatened numerous times when he attempts to open the business and rouse trespassers from their stupor. When we get an alarm call at 2 a.m. for the store and my husband has to go down to make a report, I only hope it's just another instance of destruction just to be destructive and not something more sinister. I believe Mr. Stryker will yield his time to me. Thank you. I can't move. My whole life is here. I have a career, a business, a farm. Everyone that my children loves lives here. They get to see their grandparents almost daily. In this city, I was raised to be empathetic, kind, generous, and it breaks my heart that I cannot teach my kids those same values because it is dangerous. You can no longer take the time to get to know someone on the street because violence, mental illness, and drug use causes people to strike without warning. My daughter wants to be a police officer, like her uncle, her hero. How am I supposed to tell her that it is a job where the community demonizes you, the courts throw your efforts in the trash, and the city politics make your job impossible to complete? Our business apparently drew the short straw to be co-located with the ever-expanding attempts by the city to appear progressive, even though those policies don't work here or anywhere else. The work you're doing to help people at Camp Hope is noble and warranted. But look at the numbers of those willing to play by the rules and be helped. They are minuscule compared to their counterparts who cannot be helped, who are violent and destructive and dangerous. But these problems are not Valley Drive problems or Picacho Avenue problems. They are Las Cruces problems. They are Doñana County problems. And if allowed to fester any further, they will become catastrophic for every resident in the area who lives, works, or buys groceries here. Every law-abiding, hardworking citizen who pays taxes and is just trying to raise their family in a city that used to be safe and tranquil will pay the price, either with their lives, their livelihood, or their basic human right to feel safe in the once beautiful city they chose to settle down in. I implore the city to consider the policies that led Chicago, San Francisco, and Portland to where they are now. Las Cruces is headed down the same path. This is a moment for change. Be brave and change. You have laws on the books. Enforce them, prosecute them. Stop making my hometown a sanctuary for lawlessness, drugs, and violence.
Good afternoon, Mayor. I'm James Chavez Floyd, 6th generation Las Cruces. Johanna, my friend. All the stuff I wrote down in my speech last night, it was all covered behind me. I live in District 4. My business is in District 4. It is nothing like it was 4 years ago. To have to pick up fentanyl across my parking lot every morning and chase people away that are just vandalizing the worst things I've seen. My daughter goes to school downtown as well. It is dangerous. I've done my best to serve the community and to be fair and to have open thoughts on all the things that you guys campaigned for. And so I ask now for you all to serve us as citizens and make this town safe so our children can play out front. We won't be robbed. The children and the elderly won't be targeted. The fentanyl problem, the motels, all this stuff. Our police need backing. No more defunding the police. We need 100% help. It is dangerous. It is dangerous. That's all I do. I plead for help. We need you guys now more than ever. We are in the national spotlight. We have fentanyl pouring over our border right here in a mass amount that is killing all of North America. We need help.
Hi, I'm Patricia Jimenez, and Gabriel Villa is actually going to waive his 2 minutes to me, so is that 4 minutes? Thank you.
Yes.
So I'm Patricia Jimenez I'm the owner of the Little Shop on Main, and I've been an ongoing crime victim of violence since February of 23. I have voiced my concerns since 2023. I have a 5-year order of protection, and I have several trespass warning cards. And unfortunately, my condolences to Officer Hernandez. He did respond to one of my situations, and it's unfortunate that he wasn't able to provide my store with the report number, so that's a little concerning. I have reached out, or I've had third parties reach out to Chief Jeremy Story, and I have yet to hear from you. I've been harassed by your officers for calling the police on several occasions. I've confronted the police. I've been told that I was a cop hater, that I think police are bad. Possibly some are bad, like Brad Lunsford, who actually came to my store and told me that I had to be raped in order to get a temporary order of protection. That's been reported to the Attorney General and the Department of Justice and the FBI. I just want you to know that I'm not a big person. I probably weigh like 105 pounds. And I'm by myself, okay? I am by myself. And the security has to protect me. The security that is hired by the same council here to patrol the streets, and there's only one security guard, that is ridiculous, okay? We had a guy with a hatchet that I have a trespass warning card. He's terrorized me, okay? He's on fentanyl. He came with a hatchet, okay? And I have footage, and that footage is being shared with the media of a police officer telling me that the trespass warning card has nothing to do with the hatchet, even though it was right by my store. It was at my store. Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. But I've been harassed. I've had people covered in blood cut in my store, theft, vandalism, stalking. I have a 5-year order of protection. I got about 9 trespass warning cards. And I have a lot of police cards with no report numbers on them. I'm being told with my trespass warning cards that we don't do report numbers anymore. Since when? So how do I document that guy with the hatchet that comes to my store if there's no report number? And that leads to the statistics. I reported the police department and the city to the FTC for falsifying police statistics, and I'm gonna tell you why. Yeah, some people may not report those cases, correct? What about people like me who get trespass warning cards but no report number? What about the people that are calling 911 20 times and the police don't come and that guy's gone? The police come, they leave, they don't even talk to us. They don't even call us, and they don't give us a report number. So that's very misleading to the public, okay? Sometimes the police make it about me, saying I have PTSD, I'm acting crazy, and I can hear on the footage when I request IPRA footage that the police, their computer systems in their cars are not working. So maybe that might be a reason why they're taking a while to come. Body cam footage is being manipulated. That's being reported to the Department of Justice. IPRA violation with the Attorney General. The City Council continues to enable known corrupted nonprofit organizations such as Desert Hope and Community of Hope. You recently budgeted $6 to $7 million to these two nonprofits that enable drug use as fentanyl, where drug dealers sell drugs, needles are distributed throughout the facilities, prostitution is evident, leading many to believe that the needles and all that, they're shooting up and they're coming to our stores and actually terrorizing us. This has been reported to the FBI, the DEA, the CDC. The Community of Hope is being reported to the IRS because apparently they're corrupt and they're using their nonprofit status to get $6 to $7 million a year so that they can harbor these criminals and drug dealers, and they're terrorizing us, and that's wrong. You guys are all need to be accountable. Thank you.
My name is Natalie Chadbourne, and I am the owner of Flowerland and Flowerland 2. At the Loman location in the Arroyo Plaza, we have experienced vandalism in the middle of the day, homeless men sleeping in front of our doors, urinating and defecating in front of our doors, burning a shared trash dumpster in the back with our other business owners, and many other similar acts. My employees are afraid, and I have no way to protect them. We take all the precautions, but we still feel unsafe, and we are on guard all day long. I am requesting from you, the elected officials, the three following items: an increase in officers patrolling in the high incident areas, increase your budget, whatever you need to do, make it happen, increase of officers for property crimes, hire more, move money, whatever you need to do to make it happen, and finally, I am requesting a work session within the next 30 days so that we can work on a plan of action that will enforce existing laws for the purpose of protecting all of us who live and work here. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Michael Frames with Arista Development. I have several people willing to give up some time if I need a little bit more to get my point across. I'm here today. Originally, I came to speak about Officer Hernandez. It's a very emotional and traumatic event for our whole entire community. Very sad what happened, and I was going to give everybody my 2 cents of how I feel. However, I don't feel that would be productive. I want all the councilmen, councilwomen, take a look at your audience here. Listen to them. You're here because you were elected, and we require you to put processes in place that we voted you in for. I could honestly say every single one of us are here because of a broken judicial system. Criminals are not getting the proper, they're not being sent to prison, they're not being prosecuted, and it's entirely sad. I was here about 2 years ago with my businesses, which is in construction, in regards to all the theft and burglaries that we were going through. I spoke to everybody, and I quote, which is very sad, that this is victimless crime, and I need to have compassion for people, as one of the council members told me. Victimless crimes ultimately ended up with the death of Officer Hernandez. Think about it. Look at his rap sheet of the criminal. Think about how many times that gentleman was arrested, released, arrested, released, arrested, released, never prosecuted, and that's a dang shame. A man had to lose his life for protecting our community and being a good public servant. We all here have the responsibility to uphold the judicial system, and proper criminals need to go to jail. No ifs, ands, or buts. Last night, like I said, I was coming here to voice my opinion and everything. Last night, a community of us business owners all got together, and we spoke about the problems we're having and the constant cost, fear, anxiety that we all receive as business owners. And that's one of the reasons why we all met, and I want every single one of you up here to know we are forming a group, Las Cruces Businesses for Public Safety, and you're going to be hearing a lot from us. The democratic process is extremely important. Republicans, Democrats. That was created to create a check and balance of both parties. And it is extremely one-sided. And we are not here to create conflict. We're here to create change and solutions. And both of us, no matter what our viewpoint is, we need to work with each other and come together as a community. It's so sad to see Officer Hernandez lose his life. But I hope that there could at least be one good thing that comes out of this and makes us all look at one another and come together as a community, not as an adversary. We're all Las Cruces. We all live in New Mexico. I think if you ask any one of us, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, we're all here for the same thing, and we need a safer Las Cruces. A year and a half ago when I came and originally spoke about my issues, Crystal Frames gives her time to me. Good. So we all came here as a community to work with you, not against you. Yes, emotions are high. People are upset. People are fearful. That's going to cause everybody to conflict with each other, and we need to come together to work this out. The sad thing is at this meeting last night, we identified the vast majority of these crimes are happening in District 4. In fact, we classified District 4 as ground zero. Ground zero for all the criminal activity that's going on here in Las Cruces. These transients, homeless, unhoused people are becoming aggressive, unstable, unpredictable. Officer Hernandez had no idea he was about to be charged with a kitchen knife and had no time to react. A trained officer did not have time to react. Think about a normal citizen like myself or anybody up there. What would they do in that situation? A trained officer was not able to react in enough time because we're dealing with extremely unstable people on our streets. I am very hopeful, Mr. Mayor, Chief Story. I'm very excited to see some new blood up here. I think both of you can enact the change that we need. This issue is a cancer. And what happens when people get cancer? It needs to be cut out. Now, I'm not saying that we need to lose our humanity in doing that. But actions need to be put into place. And people that are repeat offenders need to be punished. If they're not punished, things like what happened to Officer Hernandez will happen again, or to one of your constituents. Gentleman next to Crystal Frames gives me his time. I'm just about wrapped up. But like I said, I want us all to work together. As businesses and business owners, we're all here to work with staff. Some of the impacts that's happened with us as business owners, costly damage from vandalism, time lost, broken windows, scared employees, fear of safety, citizens even having to protect themselves. Example, I was at a different vet for many years. I transferred over to Schumacher Veterinarian clear across town because they're the only veterinarian that provides emergency animal care, and with 2 working dogs, I desperately needed that. If she were to go out of business and I had an emergency with working line dogs, I would have to drive all the way to El Paso to get care for them. This one business employs over 30 employees, 30 families. AMCO, brick and mortar is extremely tough nowadays. Try getting walk-in traffic in general, much less in ground zero. Dang near impossible. Walmart, theft, aggravated panhandling, dock diving. Could you imagine running a business where an officer was murdered? What would that do to your patrons? Vic has people coming from out of state, bringing money into Las Cruces from Texas, Colorado, many other states, which we desperately need here in our community, and that's being jeopardized. Solutions needed. I desperately need a work session put in place for our coalition, Las Cruces Businesses for Public Safety, within the next 30 days. We need to start enforcing the panhandling laws that are already on the books. We need to get our district attorney to start prosecuting repeat offenders. Don't let Officer Hernandez's life go to waste, as it very well could be if we don't come together. He gave his life to protect our community. Let's protect his memory. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Kim Stewart. I'm the sheriff of Doña Ana County. I wanted to publicly and officially express our extreme condolences for the passing of Officer Jonah Hernandez. We have not been able to do that before, and that is the reason I'm here today. I also wanted to express to Chief Story and LCPD, we're honored to be asked to assist you during this difficult time. We continue to be here for whatever your needs may be in the coming weeks. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Yeah, ma'am, we're doing my left side, and then we'll get to the right side. So we're at, what row are we on, the fifth row? Fourth row.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, your turn will come when we get to the other side.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council. My name is Ernest Carlson. I am a financial advisor with Edward Jones. I've had a business here for a little over 7 years. I am also a captain in the U.S. Army Reserves. In the last 2 years, I've never seen so much crime in this city. It's impacted families, businesses, and visitors gravely. I do not see this as a lack of duty on behalf of our fine police officers and law enforcement, but rather a dereliction of duty on behalf of our duly elected leadership in reducing the patrol budget by 3% on this last budget from 41%. I don't know if y'all knew that. rather than increasing that budget. And that's a big problem. I guess my final point is the majority of the city revenue comes from gross receipts from businesses and people going into businesses to conduct business. So what happens if we can't keep them safe and we can't keep the businesses safe and those businesses just close their doors and they move out of town, and then the people that live in this fine city don't feel safe enough and they move out of town? That reduces your salaries and that reduces your budget to do all the things that you want to do and that pie in the sky idea that you guys keep bringing to this table. That's it.
Anyone on the fifth row, next row? Yeah, I'm sorry, ma'am, we're still on this side, on my left side. Okay. Okay.
Okay, I'm Jamie Borsotti. I am with the regional chair.
Ma'am,
Yes,
you
sir.
need to speak directly into the microphone.
Okay, sorry.
Thank
I'm Jamie Borsotti. I am regional chair for the United States Tennis Association, and I am here to speak on behalf of our kids and all of our recreational players about the need for us to feel safe. Okay, as a community, we are fortunate.
Should I introduce myself?
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Oh,
Judy.
Well, I'm Judy Harless. I'm the Mayfield High School tennis coach, and I run a lot of junior tennis tournaments here in town at Lions Park.
Right. And as a community, we are very, very fortunate to have a public facility with 12 lit tennis courts, a swimming pool, handball courts, a children's playing ground. Courts are in use in the morning and in the evening. It's used for middle and high school, used for summer camps. These activities are all open to the public at little or no cost if they're being put on by a different an organization. We recently had a tennis tournament that Judy ran. We had over 80 kids. And we had a survey that was, the results came to us from the United States Tennis Association. And the comments were, at the park there were a lot of homeless. The restrooms are not clean. I will not take my daughter there next time. The Lions Park venue was unsuitable for a junior tennis tournament. This was a park with homeless men everywhere. On Saturday, 8 police cars responded down the street to what I understand was a homicide. I will not subject my family to this venue again. Now, these are guests coming in to Las Cruces.
While I was running the junior tennis tournament, I had to call 911 once on Friday, and I had to call them twice on Saturday, and our referee called them once. Because we had a lady come down Picacho Street, yelling and screaming her head off. She had no shoes on. She was improperly dressed. She came across the street and walked behind. So we had to have somebody do a wellness check on her. I had to, I thought some guys were smoking in the men's bathroom. I said, hey, no smoking in the bathrooms. And I peeked the door open. They were doing fentanyl in the bathrooms. Here we had a junior tournament with 84 kids, and they're doing fentanyl in the men's bathroom.
As players, we've been subjected to peeping Toms in the women's restroom, a man disrobing on the court in front of the middle school players.
Yeah.
Players have been threatened, police were called, but there was no action taken. Sitting on a bench was a man stomped over. Turns out, how are you doing? He's dead, fentanyl overdose, okay? A registered sex offender walked through our junior tournament. Well, I know that because there happened to be a policeman that said, oh, you know him. He was a registered sex offender right through the middle of our junior tournament. Open drug use. So I understand as a city that we are compassionate and caring about the homeless, and we've done wonderful things to help the homeless and the mentally ill among them. But it's time to put the compassion to us as citizens and our kids and provide us a safe community. Thank you.
I think we're on row 6. Anybody on row 6?
Council, Mayor, my name is Juan Garcia. Condolences to the family of Officer Hernandez and the officers of LCPD, and to the family of Oscar Ramirez. He too was murdered recently on the corner of Armijo and Van Patten, in front of a residence. You heard this last time. He is now another Las Cruces statistic, another number. How many remember his name? I'm very glad to see the large number of small businesses of forgotten and ignored victims here today. From Council District 4 and the community to share their pain, suffering, and financial losses at the hands of the Las Cruces criminal element. Except for the new council members, all of you have heard or witnessed this frustration from hundreds before them, and we are still here listening to them again. We have not heard from State Senator Hamlin or State Representative Rubio, who represent this area, or their plan to help solve the problem. Did our Doña Ana County State Delegation propose or sponsor crime prevention bills in 2023 or 2024? We hear there's a tremendous problem with mental health in Las Cruces, yet the governor wants to invest $10 million in another abortion clinic. I guess everybody has different priorities. The following comments are from Chief Story during the recent press conference. He spoke about the murder of Officer Hernandez as a result of, and I quote, brokenness of the New Mexico criminal system that our elected officials allowed. And I am looking at our elected officials. A system that should have protected the community from Silva, but instead allowed it to endanger us all. There is evil in this beautiful city. Thank you, Chief, for those words that perfectly explain how our elected leaders have failed us. Citizens don't want excuses anymore. They don't want finger pointing. The question remains, how many more businesses will be ransacked? Citizens or officers murdered before positive and decisive action is taken to protect our community. The same question we've been asking for over a year. ¿Cuánto más? Thank you.
Greetings, Mayor Enriquez and City Council. My name is Julia Ruiz, and I have been a resident of Las Cruces for over 30 years. On January 2nd, I spoke here and asked the following questions. How long before something is done and someone is accosted and seriously hurt by one of these individuals that may be mentally ill and or on drugs? How long will businesses continue to be vandalized and patrons made to feel unsafe while parking to enter their storefront? Now, the unthinkable has happened. My sincere condolences to LCPD and especially Officer Hernandez's family. More questions develop. Why was Doña Ana County Triage Crisis Center shut down when we clearly are in desperate need of their services? Why is the focus not on the community and locals, the constituents, residents, and businesses? Instead, the focus is on non-productive citizens that are mostly not Las Cruces. They're given housing, money, and everything is free with no questions asked or strings attached. I've been visiting with small businesses owners and employees. They've told me they are tired of coming into an unsafe work environment. They have trauma from the terror of witnessing crime and hostility, walking through their parking lots to get to work and while at work. Have any of you cleaned up human feces while at work? Where do business owners and their employees go for relief? When will the public be safe? Many of the business owners have stopped calling the police, and this highly indicates the crime statistics of 2023 are inaccurate. Crime has not decreased. It's been ignored, and it's no longer being reported. When will the city councilors empower law enforcement officers to enforce the laws? Thank you for your time and attention.
Anyone else on row 6? Row 7? row 8, 9. Yes, come on up.
Hi, my name is Jenny Hornsby. I lived in 340 East Las Cruces Avenue. I'm a fashion designer that sewed in that studio for 3 years. Across the street from me is where the refugees buses come daily for 3 years now. I live by myself, I have no children, and I'm not married. All I do all day is sew. What I want to know is if we can help dreamers come to America and they come off the buses daily with their families with cell phones on like Coming to America. Why can't we help the people here? That's what I want to know. There is a library book that's in that church property, and it feeds the Mesquite community down there, which is the oldest neighborhood from what I understand. I understand that gentrification is happening, but it's not happening properly. I fed that bookshelf for 3.5 years from a restaurant called Tiffany's Pizza, which is my mother's and father's. We get tons of leftovers food. So I have fed the homeless for 3 years in this city, technically 5, but in that location for 3 years. On top of all of that, I'm gonna be very vulnerable with you. In October of last year, I admitted myself to Mesilla Valley Hospital, not for drugs and not for abuse or anything else, but I just had a severe breakdown in life. I got in there for depression, and I got to sit down with the community of the people that we are talking about right now for 10 days, every day, on about what their life was. And you trust the fact that I asked every question. There was a lady in there that was in Tent City that I had fed that remembered me. It's not a problem of broken, it's a problem as we're broken, but we're okay. When you leave Mesilla Valley Hospital, you're not allowed to leave until you have an address to move into, a transition address. There was a man there that was there for 60 days that had light back in his life, and he was so grateful to be there. He'd been sick for 12 years, and he was so grateful for the sobriety that he had had, and Mesilla Valley was his angel. I'm asking for grants to be made and make a village of Mesilla Valley, and yes, make our dreamers come, and let's give them cell phones in life too, but fix your community first. Get grants from Mesilla Valley, make a stadium. The system's already there. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else on my left side? Okay, then we'll move over to the right.
My name is Kate Price, and I'm happy to be here today and see all of you in person that I've only read about it in the newspaper. And my husband and I have been residents of Las Cruces for about 16 years now, and we recently built a home out off of Fair Acres Road. And we were excited about the election. We watched all of the forums on KRWG, and we decided who we were going to vote for. And we got to the precinct and found out we couldn't vote because we're not in a voting precinct. Even though we're living in Las Cruces, we use Las Cruces city utilities. And there's a lot of people out there. And so our question is there some provision to expand or add districts? Or I even thought maybe there could be a category of citizens at large that aren't fortunate enough to live in one of the districts. So that's just the question that I'm bringing to the council, and I appreciate being able to do this. Thank you.
My name is Henry Young from the Las Cruces Gospel Rescue Mission, and I'd like to really inform many of the business owners that are behind me that we are not part of Community of Hope. Many people think that it is one big organization on both sides of Amador. But Community of Hope didn't start across the street until after the turn of the century. The mission has been there since 1992. And I want to give a little positive input today. We've heard the negative, and I agree with it. But I'm here to tell you that the programming that we have at the mission is working. We have seen many of those people that have come from Mesilla Valley Hospital that came to us. You hardly ever see the police at the mission. You see them a lot at Community of Hope and nearby streets. We have a program that is working. I am going to attribute much of that to the faith component that we add with our entire programming. They do have to go to Bible studies. They have to follow rules. They work 4 hours a day. Many of them go out on the street for work, and then they do go and shop and do other things. But when they come back, they have to stop at the front desk, be checked to make sure that they are not carrying anything back in. We are a drug-free, alcohol-free institution. If we can do it there, we can do it across the city. It will take time. It will include all of us, but other cities have done it. Neighboring cities in California have done it. LA's bad, others are good. Instead of like Denver, Colorado Springs is clean. Thank you.
Mr. Young.
I'm Stephen L. Flowers, Ambassador of Christ from the Kingdom of Heaven, otherwise known as Captain Flowers, retired merchant mariner 15 years, and Civil Air Patrol cadet captain. I've been sent to Las Cruces to establish a ministry. The ministry objective is to provide a place for those who do not have one. And we're asking the mayor if he could provide a representative to talk to me, and I can debrief him on the ministry and also tell you more about it. And so if that's acceptable, I'm gonna sit down and stand by, and hopefully you could provide contact information today if you have a representative. And if he could be an attorney, I'm an attorney as well. Thank you very much.
Sir, if you just leave your information with the clerk, and I'll get back to you.
Sure.
Is there anyone else on the second, third row? Okay, fourth. Go ahead.
Richard Barella. I approached this council with some evidence of, well, using my name for fraudulent purposes as well as defamation. I've heard nothing back. I sent the letter with the evidence, and I do have the evidence, Councilor Bencomo. I do have that evidence. I want to hear back. I didn't receive that money, but that paperwork says I did. I'm not going to name organizations or names. I will do that in court if I'm forced to. Also, I carry that walking stick back there, not as a weapon, not intentionally, but because LCPD broke my knee. I already had a broken back. And part of that defamation is that it's some kind of deadly weapon that I'm gonna start beating people with. Well, no, I have to beat off pit bulls that are left running loose. and I'm facing a criminal charge because I was carrying something else to protect myself from these dogs running loose, which is the second of the same type of charge, which is false. Everybody thinks that people sitting up here and people wearing a badge are somehow righteous. Not true. Not when there's retaliation on their mind. Thank you.
Is there anyone on the same row? Next row?
My name is Fred Huff, also known as a Burn Light Guy. I had not planned on speaking today, but after listening to everything, I want to make sure I understood everything and can give a recap. First of all, I do want to thank profusely the 3 new counselors or the 2 counselors and the mayor for stepping up to this time in our history. We need you. Thank you. To the previous counselors, let me make sure that I've understood everything correctly that I've heard today, and I can be corrected. But it looked to me, what I've heard from most of businesses, that almost all of the problems that I heard today was focused on District 4. Also the problems, by the way, I'm in District 4, Burn Lake is in District 4. Our problems and most of the problems I heard today started about 4 years ago with the current counselor. Also, what I heard today a lot is the community hope. I was appalled yesterday when somebody showed me the budget and the amount of money being given to the community of hope. If you haven't looked at it, please do. $6 million, $5 million, $7 million to this nonprofit organization in the last few years and projected for the future. So I think it's time that we do a congratulations to the counselor of District 4 for creating such a beautiful magnet to bring crime and lawlessness into our district. So congratulations. Thank you for a job well done. Thank you.
Good afternoon, councilors. I had not intended to speak on any particular issue today, but I need to speak on this. My name is Joe Ruprecht. I'm a longtime citizen of Las Cruces. I have many concerns. My concern today is very simple. I've listened carefully to all of the comments that have gone before mine. Many of them have been addressed to the mayor and the councilors, whether the new councilors or old councilors. But as someone told me about 1.5 years ago when I started being involved in more public projects, Las Cruces is set up as a system where it's a mayor as a figure, but the city manager is the power. No one has addressed you, Mr. Peely, and I want to take that opportunity now. I've met you and I like you. We shared some commonalities over a 5 or 10 minute conversation sometime last year. I remember it well. I don't know that you do. But many problems described today go within the tenure that you have served as city manager. And much as I want to give you credit for coming in to a new place and a new set of conditions from where you came from, or from anything you probably learned from, I have difficulty with this situation. We did not elect you. We did elect our councilors and our mayor, and I call upon them now to please pay careful attention to the city manager's report, which is on today's agenda, I believe, and which should be given more often, along with more comments and involvement on the part of the manager during these meetings. And I ask you all to possibly reconsider the terms of the employment of the city manager. Thank you very much.
City Councilors and Mayor Enriquez, I'm Sarah Smith from the New Mexico Freedoms Alliance. I give my condolences to the family of Officer Hernandez. We have been pleading with you to fix the crime, drugs, and mental health problems plaguing our community for years. Why didn't you pass any resolutions to urge our legislature to pass the many bills that could have helped? For instance, maybe at your urging, the legislature would have passed the bills that were introduced to make it easier for the courts to hold dangerous criminals in jail, to increase the charges for drug trafficking and possession of a firearm, to strengthen the 3 strikes law, to increase the penalties for organized theft from homes and businesses. Instead, neither you nor our Las Cruces senators or representatives spoke in support of these bills, and none of them passed. You've heard today from many people who are suffering. Meanwhile, the city is spending millions on Housing First programs to give homeless people housing with no requirements for sobriety or accountability. Yet these programs are not helping many of the homeless to reform their lives and break free of their addictions. There have even been drug dealers housed in your homeless housing project. Will you please reprioritize the city budget to focus on public safety? If your own roof was leaking water into your house, you would stop buying new clothes or cars or going on vacation in order to get your house fixed first. We need to do the same thing with the city budget and prioritize the safety and health of the whole community over other projects. Investing in the film industry and buying electric buses are not the best uses of our taxpayer dollars right now. Please invest more in mental health and substance abuse treatment. Please ensure homeless support is resulting in rehabilitated, responsible lives instead of no strings attached housing. Please hire more police officers. Please enact ordinances to stop the catch and release and repeat offenders. If that can't be stopped at the state level, we have to do it here. Please find a way for defendants labeled as incompetent to receive mental health treatment instead of just being released back onto the streets. Public safety is the most urgent need our community is facing. The other projects can wait, but this has to get fixed right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else on my right side?
Good afternoon, Council. My name is Jorge Aguirre. I'm a small business owner and employer, and I am here saddened by the loss of Officer Hernandez. I'm happy to have heard of the complaints and the fears and a lot of these strong feelings that my neighbors have, all very warranted. But what I heard is that we have a lot of fear and a lot of concerns about every time we step out of the parking lot, right? And everywhere in the city we feel unsafe. And the problem is that I see a lot of calls for boots on the ground and more police. And the thing is that police doesn't solve the problem, right? At best, shows up after the problem already arisen. What we need is less poverty and less homelessness. And I know that it is politically incorrect to help the poorest people. I know it is incorrect to build a community of hope and try to keep homeless people out with no strings attached. But what we need is people to not be on the street. And it's hard to hear, but if what we need to do is have to give them free housing with no strings attached, maybe that's what we need to do. That's what has worked in other places. But you know what hasn't worked? More incarceration. We are the country that incarcerates the most people in the world, but we are not the safest. I mean, we could incarcerate more like they did in Germany, right, back then. But that didn't work out so well either. So all I'm saying is, yes, I thank the council for those progressive policies that have helped, and some of them have failed. Some of them have not gone right. But it takes courage to do something difficult, different, and go against the tide and try to do what's right for the community. And so I know everybody here has good intentions, and I appreciate everybody here listening. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Council. My name is Mary Morgan, and I am a unapologetic data nerd. So the general fund in 2023 increased by what? And 18 more LCPD officers were hired. Violent crime, no. Please do not shoot me when I leave. I am not discounting any of your first-person accounts
Ma'am.
at all.
You need to speak into the microphone.
I'm not discounting anybody's first-person accounts of the violent behavior that they have witnessed. Overall, in the city, violent crime is down by 18% and property crime is down by 4%. Nationally, homelessness has increased by 12%. Las Cruces is not immune to those kinds of statistics. So a lot of you, I'm not going to discount their experiences ever. And they do need to be heard. I would love to come to a work session to try to address these specific needs in those businesses. But Mayor, City Manager, and councilors, Chief Smith, Chief Story, you all have impossible jobs. And thank you all for having the guts to put your name on a ballot. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Hello, Council. My name is William Gilman. I'm a Las Cruces resident and a small business owner as well. And this is a really hard time for our community. My condolences to the family of Officer Hernandez. It's really heartbreaking. And as well for the state of the lack of safety that people are feeling in our community. And I don't really want to, I've been up here in the past to say that we need real solutions to the problem of homelessness, and I do believe that this even further proves the point. As people continue to remain homeless and have their mental health issues unaddressed, we've heard countless stories of what it looks like and how it deteriorates and the violence can escalate. And we need something that actually works. And a lot of people have said a lot about local solutions, but part of the issue that people have alluded to is a state level problem. If a person is arrested, there is not always an actual place for them to be put in custody. A person with severe mental health diagnoses that sometimes can't be even prosecuted for misdemeanors, which is why they're often released. We have no model for that in this country. There is no sort of therapeutic custody setting, and we know that people who are put in prisons often come out worse, especially people with mental health issues. So what do we do? It's a tough question, but there is a working model in the realm of special education. I used to work in a setting for special education school with people with very severe mental health diagnoses, very severe behaviors. At one point, I had to disarm, me and a fellow mental health practitioner had to disarm and restrain a student with schizophrenia who was threatening to stab people with a real deal sharp pair of scissors. And those systems work. We see huge improvements with those students, and I think we need to adapt that model for adults so that when these people are arrested, they can be put in a placement that keeps the community safe and addresses their mental health needs and hopefully diminishes the violence that they are willing to commit in the future. And we need to petition the legislator about it. The state thing.
Thank you. Anyone else on the right side? Then that concludes our public participation. Next on the agenda is the closed meeting statement, which I will read. The Las Cruces City Council met in closed session at 11:01 a.m. on February 5th, 2024. The following members were in attendance: myself, Mayor Eric Enriquez, Councilor Cassie McClure, Councilor Becky Graham, Mayor Pro Tem Juana Bencomo, Councilor Becky Coran, Councilor Ivan Flores. Staff that was present was Ikani Tamopayao, Barbara Bencomo, Sonia Delgado, City Manager Ifo Pili, City Clerk Christine Rivera, Risk Manager Carl Conley, and he left at 11:31, City Attorney Linda Samples. Outside counsel was Jessica Terraza, Luis Robles, outside counsel, Bonnie DeWitt, and also Chief Jeremy Story. He entered at 11:31 a.m. The meeting adjourned at 12 p.m. Statement for the record. The Las Cruces City Council met in closed session and only discussed those limited items as stated in the posted notice. The purpose of the closed meeting is to discuss pending litigation regarding Jennifer Vega versus City of Las Cruces, D307-CV-2023-02717, which is closed pursuant to New Mexico State Statute 1978, Section 10-15-1H7. The other item to discuss pending litigation regarding the estate of Teresa Gomez versus City of Las Cruces, 23-CV-952, which is closed pursuant to New Mexico State Statute 1978, Section 10-15-1H7. Next is the acceptance of agenda, but I'll need a motion to remove item 7.1 for discussion.
I move we approve the agenda with item 7.1 up to change the exhibit as, to move to the discussion agenda, please.
Second by Flores.
Go ahead, Chrissy.
This is on the motion to approve the agenda as presented and removing item 7.1 for discussion. Councilor McClure.
Yes.
Councilor Matisse.
Yes.
Councilor Graham is absent. Councilor Cran.
Yes.
Councilor Flores.
Yes.
Councilor Bencomo is absent. And Mayor.
Yes. Okay, so we'll move with resolutions and ordinance for discussion. Item 7.1 will be heard first. All we need is the Exhibit A, and then if you could stand for any questions.
Mayor, we're going to need a motion and a second first to approve, and then a motion and a second to amend.
Yes, do we have a motion?
So moved. McClure.
To hear it first for discussion.
Second by Flores.
Oh, with this also comes a motion to amend to replace Exhibit A.
So moved. McClure.
Second by Flores.
This is on the motion to amend Resolution 24-083 to replace Exhibit A. Counselor McClure.
Yes.
Counselor Matisse.
Yes.
Counselor Graham.
Yes.
Counselor Cran.
Yes.
Counselor Flores.
Yes.
Counselor Bencomo.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. So we'll go ahead and go with 7.1, resolution number 24-083, a resolution authoritating the City of Las Cruces to accept grant awards for various city departments through an amendment to the city's adopted FY 2024 budget. And Charlie Fierro will present.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem Bencomo, City Council, City Management, and staff. My name is Charlie Fierro, Budget Analyst with the City of Las Cruces Finance Department. I'd like to thank you, Mayor, for taking this item off of consent so late in the game. Just a quick little background. The exhibit page that you guys hold in your hands right now is the one that we are proposing to remove from Exhibit A. Now, this came down from the New Mexico HIDA Director, Will Glaspie. This was a modification 3 that was needed. At this time, the plan has changed, so that modification is no longer needed. So the change that I propose today is we will be striking that page 38 of 465 in the resolution, and that's the change that I'm bringing today. I'm going to go ahead and stand for any questions regarding this change.
Go ahead, Councilor Flores.
Mr. Mayor, thank you very much, Charlie, but can you just, for the purposes of the public and for my edification, can you explain exactly what the legislature had in mind or what effect this has? I mean, it has the effect that we had to do all these motions and whatnot, but...
Thank you for your question, Councilor Flores. So this modification 3 were originally a staffing versus anticipating staffing change, hence the reduction of award amount. If you need further clarification, perhaps someone from police or HIDA is present that could elaborate on the change that is no longer needed.
Mayor, Council, Jeremy Story, Chief of Police. There was a plan in place by New Mexico HIDA to change the fiduciary for HIDA. That plan has changed, and as of right now, it will remain with the City of Las Cruces. And so that is basically the reason for that amendment at the end.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Are there any other questions, Council? Christine.
This is on the motion to approve Resolution 24-083. Counselor McClure?
Yes.
Counselor Matisse?
Yes.
Counselor Graham?
Yes.
Counselor Cran?
Yes.
Counselor Flores?
Yes.
Counselor Bencomo?
Yes.
And Mayor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jordan. Next, we'll go to item 8.1, resolution number 24-084.
Move to approve. Corin. Second, McClure.
This next item is a resolution authorizing an annual not to exceed amount of $3 million for ground ambulance services to American Medical Response Ambulance Service, Inc., doing business as American Medical Response AMR of Las Cruces, New Mexico, for an initial period of 5 years with the option to extend for 3 additional one-year terms subject to renewals and approved budget appropriations. Procurement number 22-23-021. Virginia and Chief Smith.
No. Good afternoon, Mayor. Good afternoon, Council. Virginia Varela, Buyer 2 for the Financial Services Department. And before you today is a resolution to award a professional service agreement for ground ambulance services. The Las Cruces Fire Department filed for a certificate of public necessity and convenience with the New Mexico Public Regulation Commission to provide ambulance services. On March 26, 2020, the permit was tested by Doña Ana County and American Medical Response, or AMR, for the PRC to intervene as both entities provided their own ambulance services to the community. On July 13, 2020, a negotiation was, after mediation, a settlement was reached, allowing the city to move forward with their permits. The settlement stipulated that the city and county would enter into a memorandum of understanding stipulating that the city will manage or provide for all ambulance services for the entire county. These services will provide advanced, basic, and intermediate life support staffed ambulances within an established exclusive operating area to meet the needs of the community. The provided services will be in unison with a contracted vendor selected through a request for proposal process. The City of Las Cruces, I'm sorry, my slides got out of order. The City of Las Cruces issued a competitive request for proposal to select a contractor or contractors for ambulance services to provide a unified response system throughout Doña Ana County. One response was received as part of this RFP. The Selection Advisory Committee recommended awarding the professional service agreement to American Medical Response Ambulance Services of Las Cruces, New Mexico. The agreement will be in an annual not to exceed amount of $3 million. The initial term of the agreement will be for 5 years with 3 one-year options to renew for a potential total of 8 years. And before you are your options.
Councilor Flores.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you so much for your presentation. Can you go back to page 3, please?
The one for the settlement?
No, was it, maybe it was the last slide, the last page. Yeah. So initial 5-year term, so from today's date until 2029, and then after that, there will be 3 one-year renewal options?
Mayor, Council, yes, that is correct.
Okay.
So it would take effect March 1st of this calendar year through February of 2029, and then after that, we would have 3 options to renew for 1 additional year for each renewal.
And Chief Smith, I remember the last time we renewed this contract, this agreement with AMR, there was some concern in terms of the services they were providing and the services we provide. Or maybe it was MRVDA. So it surprises me, and that was 4 years ago in 2020. So, but now we're extending 5 years, so they've done a good job.
Mayor, Councilor Flores, the contract that we're here to consider today is the first in many years that the City of Las Cruces is issuing. We are working collaboratively with Doña Ana County. Doña Ana County is making the payments through us to AMR, and we'll be overseeing an ambulance oversight committee as well as the contract for AMR's performance.
Okay, but we service the city only, and they service the county only, or, but the city is within the county. How does that work?
Councilor Flores, so the contract we're seeing, and if the mayor and council so chooses, I could expand a little bit more on the details of our response. if that would help.
Yes.
I'm going to jump in here, Councilor Flores. So in the RFP, we proposed something that I think is a little bit innovative and improves our system for response. We have several response zones that we're creating within the county, one in the north, one in the south, and then we have the central zone that does encompass the city of Las Cruces, as well as a denser population area immediately around the city. Within the city of Las Cruces, we're proposing the most critical calls be taken by the Las Cruces Fire Department. We'll respond as primary resources to that with our engines and trucks, as well as our squad program or our ambulances, sometimes referred to as rescues. So our call list that we're primary on in the main response for transport calls for CPR, gunshot wounds, stabbings, MVAs, motor vehicle accidents, stroke, chest pain, and officer in distress calls. We have another level within that response area that are also critical calls that AMR will be responding to, and the time standard for that is 10 minutes and 59 seconds. And then we have non-critical calls within the same area that has a lower response. That's the piece of innovation and improvement where we are creating a tiered system based on the call severity so that they get the right resource at the right time. So a little bit more into the performance measures of the contract. We have the north and south, and we have an outside rural area where just the drive time is so far from any population center. We just want an ambulance responding there. We also have standards for clinical excellence and also customer safety and customer service response. So here is just a short matrix of the two areas, or the three areas. We have the north zone, which will have one ambulance in a level of effort type model. This is staffing an ambulance in the north, basically the Hatch area, north of Radium Springs, one unit 24 hours a day, every day. The south zone includes 3 units at Chaparral, Anthony, Sunland Park. Those units are dedicated to those 2 regions, north and south. The central zone is made up of 3 different areas. Your urban, which is the city of Las Cruces, as well as our population density around the city. A rural, which is within 18 minutes and 59 seconds of drive time from the center of the city. And then anything outside of that area, as you know, the county encompasses a large area, is just a level of effort. We want an ambulance responding to those calls. Here are our performance measures. We have customer service surveys that AMR will be doing, as well as surveys on safety. There's also a clinical report card. We're implementing this review of actual procedures and interventions provided by AMR and AMR's employees. And if they do exceed a certain level, they can have any liquidated damages for poor response times removed from, from their penalty, from their fee. Some additional things that we're requiring in the contract: there is a maximum mileage amount that they can have on their apparatus. We specify the size of the fleet that they have to maintain, as well as meeting the national standards for their apparatus. We have a provision for equipment restock that's used by first responders, so the local fire departments will be restocked with equipment, and guidance on standardizing the equipment we use, things like cardiac monitors, that they're equal and the same across all services that are providing EMS care. And then we do talk about report writing compatibility, wanting to make sure that we can share our electronic reports with each agency. Some of the penalties that are included in the contract, you have for non-compliance with our response times, there's a fee for $500 for every 1/10 of a percentage point. And then any extended response time is $250 per call and a penalty. And those can't seek relief through patient care. But the maximum times you see on the right-hand side of the ambulance maximum, 2159 within the urban and 3759, any call exceeding that time results in a penalty to AMR. So with that, I'll probably stand for more questions.
Mr. Mayor, if I may. I have another question.
Are you good, Counselor?
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
So from, in those 4 years, were the same measurements or those same, what was it, the checkpoint, checking to make sure that they're working within the time of, the response time? Were there any instances of not responding, AMR not responding within those response times?
Mayor, Councilor Flores, I would say that there have been calls where they have not responded to within the response time outlined with the contract with the county currently. I do know that hiring and maintaining fleet and ordering new fleet has been a challenge since the COVID pandemic. AMR was subject to the same type of challenges in that way, as well as maintaining their staffing. I don't think in the last couple of years there has been any quarter where they have met their response time matrix with the county.
They have not.
That's my understanding.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, I'm just wondering about that working relationship and the safety of our community. And I know there was just well, at least I saw it as a big to-do the last time we visited this agreement, so.
Yes, Councilor Flores, and I would agree, and I think that's where we start talking about the improvement and the innovation in the system, that we have created 2 dedicated zones in the north and south for units that are there for 911 response.
Mhm.
And we have a multi-tiered response system that we're going to establish within the core population center of the county. So the city of Las Cruces, as well as just outside the city.
Okay. And then there will be intermittent checks on all keeping the stats, the times, and all that.
Yes, Councilor Flores, we're even going to be pursuing a third-party vendor to review the response data and metrics from both the CAD from Mesilla Valley Regional Dispatch, as well as AMR, to actually report on their performance standard.
Okay. And have all the issues been resolved with MRVDA? Because there was an issue there too in terms of how they were channeling or communicating with either the city or AMR. Wasn't there some issue there? I can't remember what I had for breakfast, so, 4 years is for this.
Not that I can recall.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Chief. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Any other questions from council? Okay. I don't know if AMR, if you have anything you want to add or.
Excuse me. Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, City Councilors. My name is Joaquin Graham. I'm the Regional Director for GMR, which is the parent company of American Medical Response. I happen to live here in Las Cruces. Las Cruces is my hometown, and I grew up as a paramedic serving in Las Cruces with AMR and another company over the years. But I think Chief Smith started one of the introductions with something I wholeheartedly agree with. This contract is very innovative. This new contract is very innovative and holds us to different standards and really develops what we were looking for as that of a partnership, right? So it's no secret that, Councilor Flores, as you mentioned, we've struggled with response time performance. Most of that is around our staffing parameters. Excuse me. We've done some very innovative work to increase the number of staff that we have on hand. That number is coming up very, very, very nicely for us. And we anticipate that meeting those response time performances under the new partnership with the city of Las Cruces and their fire department and rescues is going to be something that's very achievable. And we look forward to working with you all on that. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Joaquin.
Thank you.
This is on the motion to approve Resolution 24-084. Councilor McClure?
Yes.
Councilor Matisse?
Yes.
Councilor Graham?
Yes.
Councilor Cran?
Yes.
Councilor Flores?
Yes.
Councilor Bencomo?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes. Next is 8.2, resolution number 24-085.
Move to approve, Graham. Second, Corin.
This is a resolution authorizing an amendment to the FY 2024 budget to adjust the bonds designated as state shared gross receipt tax improvement revenue bonds, Series 2023A, and amend the FY 24 vehicle acquisition fund. Rocio
Yes.
Gamboa.
Good afternoon, Rocio Gamboa, Budget Analyst 2. I'm bringing a resolution to accept budget adjustments for FY 24. These budget adjustments do not include any new programs or policy initiatives. The data presented is summarized. Please refer to your packet for any questions. The amendment includes an amendment to the vehicle acquisition fund for police. Okay, our first adjustment is to adjust, the budget adjustment is to issue the budget cost related to the debt issuance for SSGRT 2023A bond for the fire equipment, And the first fund, 23 NMFA equipment for the fire department, we have an increase in revenues of $5.5 million for loan proceeds. In the same fund for the fire department, $5,506,000 is going to rolling stock. $74,000 is for the debt issuance cost. In Fund 23 NMFA Fire Debt Service for the fire department, we are including $805,000 for the principal and interest payments. For this, we need a transfer from the hold harmless account of $926,706, and that transfer includes a 1/12 required to hold, and that's to cover the loan principal and interest payments. And that's going to go transfer to Fund 23 NMFA Fire Debt Service. I'll hold for questions.
Any questions by council? Okay, thank you.
This is on the motion to approve Resolution 24-085. Councilor McClure?
Yes.
Councilor Matisse?
Yes.
Councilor Graham?
Yes.
Councilor Cran?
Yes.
Councilor Flores?
Yes.
Councilor Bencomo?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes. Next is board appointments, and there are none. Next is a notice of proposed ordinance. There are two on the agenda. The first one is Council Bill number 20-021, ordinance number 3063, an ordinance approving a zone change from R3 high-density residential from the South Mesquite overlay to C1 neighborhood commercial district from the South Mesquite overlay. The subject property encompasses 0.33 plus or minus acres and is located at 541 Campos Street. The zone change is to allow for the future development of a commercial business on the subject property. The other one is 10.2, Council Bill number 24-022, ordinance number 3064, an ordinance authorizing the execution and delivery of a loan and subsidy loan agreement by and between the City of Las Cruces, New Mexico governmental unit and the New Mexico Finance Authority, in the total amount of $15,300,000.
Mayor, can I ask for clarification on 3063 for the ordinance?
Yes.
I have two questions. Forgive my newness, but we're the final arbiters on these proposals, right? If it, kind of to borrow from the legislator, if, say, historic preservation and planning and zoning vote no on this, we still review this, right? Just to clarify? Okay. And then secondly, the R3, is there still commercial availability in that zoning designation, just for my curiosity?
This was on 36.
Good afternoon, Mayor Enriquez, City Council, City Manager, and City Staff, Larry Nicholas, Community Development Department. The project, we are prohibited from discussing it before it comes before a hearing, but basically those designations were reviewed, and there is allowed for that rezoning from Gold 3 to commercial.
Thank you. Just for clarity, thank you.
Yes, Councilor Fode.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. You know who?
Mr. Nichols.
I have questions about the ordinance. And it's procedural and substantive. I think, I believe Councilor McClure asked a very good question to have more of understanding exactly where this is and all that. But by voting yes on this today, it means that we're bringing it forward for further discussion, full discussion. So you may be presenting all the data and everything, the whole thing,
Yes.
right?
Mayor Enriquez and Councilor Flores, that is correct. We have prepared a council packet for that presentation at the next city council meeting, and it will be just discussed fully about all the compliances and the in concert with the Elevate Los Cruces.
Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Nichols. And City Clerk? ¿Dónde está la City Clerk? Oh. So Ms. City Clerk, Ms. Rivera, so we don't need to, we just one counselor has to say bring it forward. We don't need motions on these. Correct, yeah. Thank you. So bring it forward.
Okay, that was for Council Bill number, ordinance number 3063, now for ordinance number 3064.
Bring it forward, McClure.
Next, we're at City Council member board reports and comments. I'll go ahead and start with Councilor McClure.
I also wanted to echo my condolences to Chief Story and his entire force. I, like you, understand that words fail in the gravity of these situations, but I think what you said the other day in terms of it is a calling, and particularly enhancing people with unique skills. And that skill is courage. And I think that doesn't remove fear. It's going and doing it anyway, walking into that darkness. And I'm very glad that we do have those who are willing to do that. And I do see my job as trying to help as much as possible to make your job safer and more effective for the public. So I welcome any opportunities to look at how we can do that. So thank you. That's it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilor Matisse.
Again, I'd like to offer my sincere condolences to the family, and I'll be there, I believe, Wednesday at 10 o'clock at Abundant Faith. And I also realize that today, a lot of our citizens actually have spoken and explained to me and showed me that quite a lot has changed since I've been on this city council. And I appreciate their words today, their stories. It's quite an eye-opener. And I hope we can all work together to make the improvements in the safety, the public safety issue for the city of Las Cruces. Thank you.
Go ahead, Councilor Green.
Thank you, Mayor. I too would like to add my voice to the thousands who are expressing profound grief, condolences for Officer Hernandez, his family, his LCPD brothers and sisters. I just want to express that I'm holding you all in my heart and in my thoughts. In a slight news item, I'd like to thank Mayor Enriquez and Councilor McClure for joining me at the PAL Boxing Gym over the weekend on Saturday. We had some great amateur fights, and again, it's always so uplifting when we have these community events and have folks come into the gym who have not been there in several years, who get to see the incredible good that the city investment in this program, in the equipment, in the people, and the work that it is enabling. So lots of fun. Again, thank you, colleagues, for joining me. And finally, I want to speak directly to Mayor Pro Tem Bencomo. You shouldered a lot today. I want to recognize how heavy that was. And I want to say here on the record that it is an absolute honor to serve with you, that your passion, your intelligence, your courage, and your unyielding capacity to carry this heaviness, to walk through the world the way that you do, and to inevitably be the brunt of this kind of criticism. It is not unseen, it is not unfelt, and I am here with you. And for those who would like to leverage all of the blame on one member of council, I invite you to speak with me also, to speak with me directly, to call me out directly, because I am here with you and for you, Mayor Pro Tem Bencomo. Thank you.
Thank you. I join my colleagues in sharing grief and carrying Officer Hernandez and his family and all of LCPD as we navigate this and understand the context of all of the emotions that are coming out now. And so I continue to carry that, Chief and officers, as you move through these days. I'm going to speak about something that I experienced yesterday and really put this in context. Yesterday, Mayor and I had the opportunity to attend a Veterans Court treatment graduation, which at the district court down the street, it was an extraordinary sort of experience that I had never anticipated. It showed what a community can do when you see someone who has needs and rally around them and support them. And the folks who do Veterans Treatment Court are doing extraordinary things and supporting those folks through their journeys. And first of all, I just want to say that's extraordinary. They got an award and shared a lot about what they do and how they do it. It is a really complicated subject for which there is no easy solution. In this case, all I could think, in addition to admiring the folks who were sharing their stories and committed to supporting those folks working through the criminal justice system and their addiction, was, this is a model and there's one person on our council I know who has been committed to doing this kind of work, and that's Councilor Bencomo. And so when I hear folks excoriating her, I realize how they perhaps don't understand how extraordinarily complicated these issues are and how extremely hard Councilor Bencomo has been working on these issues and thinking about them in complicated ways. I also would urge folks to direct their ire at me. I've been here. I'm proud of the decisions that we make collectively, and I will continue to look to Councilor Bencomo as the person who thinks about things in ways that are different. And so in the way that she's not alone, and in the way that I'm here to work on complicated issues, with my colleagues collaboratively and moving us forward and not leaving folks behind, which frankly was the gist of Veterans Court yesterday and what I understand they're doing in our community. I'm here for it, and it's hard work, and I'm willing to do it, and looking forward to working together with you all to do so. So that's all I have to say.
Councilor Flores.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I too, again, extend my condolences to Chief Story, to your fellow officers, your officers, and the community. We've lost an officer in the line of duty, and I'll be there tomorrow as well. I also align with what Councilor Graham and Councilor Corrin have said regarding the, I really saw it as bashing of Mayor Pro Tem Bencomo. I know she's worked very, very hard. She's worked with the governor's office. She's worked very hard on many, many issues that are the root problem that contribute to the situation we're in. I would also like to say that we have to be awfully naive or downright ignorant to think that 4 years being on city council, her 4 years on city council made all the difference, and it was the contributing factor, major contributing factor to homelessness. I mean, that's awfully naive, and I just want to say to our fellow residents that all of us up here, I have to say this honestly, all of the elected officials here are here because we really love people. We really understand the root problems. And all of us here, you know, we're not here for the money. We're, you know, and most of the counselors up here, people have other jobs so that they can, and nonetheless, they're able to contribute wholeheartedly and to be here and there and go up to Santa Fe and lobby our elected officials. And so I just want to say that. And then I'd like to report on the boards that I'm on. I'm the liaison to the City Art Board, and it's getting ready for the annual, we had our first annual Mira Las Cruces last April. And I believe this year is April 27. Yes, it's April 27. And if that event last year was the highest, I had the highest attendance of any event historically that the city has had. And former Mayor Pro Tem and I had the pleasure of meeting these companies or whatever that promote cities. I don't know what they're called. But anyway, they really loved, they'd never been to Las Cruces. They were here, they loved it. And so we're anticipating even more people to attend. And the City Art Board is working on the chalk art, the one that's on the sidewalk. And the presentations last year were dynamite. So, and then also on the Animal Service Center, Barbara Bencomo and I attended the meeting with Clint Thacker. We went over the budget and the proposed budget, and it's pretty good. And Clint Thacker has been working hard at getting another veterinarian because everybody recognizes that we have a shortage, you know, so they're in the meantime making do with what they can. And there has been the Animal Service Center, Clinton has been looking for another veterinarian. And we hope, hopefully, she will be with us soon. And then our community, we have a joint powers agreement with the Las Cruces School Board. So regarding the joint powers agreement is for the Las Cruces community schools. And just about every minute, and Councilor Graham serves as the chair of that committee. And it seems though in the 4, 5, 6 years I've been on that, there's like a new school added on, and the concept, it's a concept that started many, many years ago, many decades ago, maybe 100 years ago in New York. And you bring the entire community in, where the parents are participating and with their children's classes and their education. And there's a lot of success. It's aligned with the NEA, and we have the representative there. At any rate, I just want to share that from where I'm sitting, we have a thriving community of people who care, people who are doing everything that can possibly be done to have a better world for everybody. And I just can't speak highly enough of the work that the JPAs that I'm on, my fellow counselors sit on different boards as well. And anyway, I just have to laud my colleagues. And that's it, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thanks, Mayor. I just want to say that I have felt deeply saddened by the loss of Officer Hernandez. It has had a pretty profound impact on me. It feels weird to thank you, but I do want to just express how grateful I feel for the leadership of Chief Story in this incredibly tragic moment. You're a deeply courageous and thoughtful leader, and I just really appreciate you. I also want to appreciate Ikani and Mayor Enriquez and Barbara and Ifo for just the way that you all led through last week. But for sure, definitely you, Ikani. I really appreciated the communication. I wrote something because I knew I was going to cry, as everybody knows. I cry often. I'm not even going to read it now. It sort of feels a little bit pointless, but you know, societal problems, challenges are not just the sole responsibility of government or of nonprofits. They're our responsibility as a community. I think the question of what could I have done, what could we have done to prevent such a tragedy will always stick with me. I think it'll always stay with me. But I know that through lots of therapy, that shame and guilt and blame are like dead weight emotions. Sadness can turn into anger, and anger can turn into action, and that's sort of how I see this moment. I think we have to reject calls for divisiveness. I think we have to reject calls that feel malicious. And I'm not gonna lie, I think today I was coming in feeling pretty emotional, but I knew that there was a meeting last night by business owners, and I think for quite some time I've been hoping that there's real solutions presented, that we can work together in a good way. And today, through all of it, I find myself creating space to honor people's grief and to honor people's anger and to honor people's feeling of that they're not safe. I honor that deeply, and I hear that. I think, unfortunately, the moment that you sort of cheer and laugh at my expense, I think that sort of unfortunately creates a different narrative for me, that perhaps this isn't in good faith. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to reject that as much as I can, because I believe that we can build real safety. I understand that my framework, that my philosophy of trying to interrupt systems that dehumanize people, I understand that that's uncomfortable for a lot of people. That's just who I am at my core. So that's how I will move forward through the work. Thank you for your lovely comments. I work incredibly hard. I know no other way. My parents did not leave me generational wealth. They left me a strong work ethic, so that's what I will do, and I will keep working hard for my district, the one I live in, and the one I deeply love as much as I love Las Cruces. So apologies for rambling. I think I just find myself in a lot of reflection about what happened, and I just want to continue being a good partner to the chief, to my colleagues, and to community members and advocates who want to find real solutions for real safety. Thanks.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I also will be attending the funeral tomorrow for Officer Jonah Hernandez. It was a heavy week, and so Councilor Graham, thank you for the invite. It was great to see our youth in this community with an activity showing their skills and their talents. So being at the PAL Gym, that was great. Councilor Coran, you're absolutely spot on. There is so much. The Veterans Treatment Court, it was great to see people who were committed to a change and change their lives, and it starts with them, and they followed the treatment, they followed the plan, and if we all work together, we can work on issues that we are all dealing with, whether it's mental addictions, things of that nature, that there is help, and we just got to put those resources together. It was really great to see. I thank city manager and staff for the budget retreat that we attended, and I'm very optimistic. I like what was presented. There's a lot of things moving forward, and a lot of the public comments that came today was things that we're already looking at, identifying and moving in that direction. And there's more that we need to build on, and we understand that. And that's why as I sit up here, it's no one individual's fault. They can't point the finger at any one person. It's a community issue. It's a community problem. But as a mayor and council, we are leaders up here, and we take that with full responsibility. We will be responsible, and we will be accountable. I look to the city manager as do we need a work session, or I'm willing to address those issues at the State of the City address. So those are some things that we can do to move forward. Also, as we make our comments now, I can see that no one's left in the audience, and there's sometimes that there's information that's not correct, and maybe we could clarify some of those things. So one of the things moving forward, I'd like to see this start taking place in April, but we're going to change the agenda, and we're going to put the public comments right before the mayor and council comments. And hopefully with the clerk, we can, and our legal, we can make that agenda change so that it's right before our comments, so that not to get into a debate or discussion, but at that point they can hear some of our comments and what we're working on. And the other thing is a sign-up sheet, because I'm gonna be honest, I can't figure out the rows, and so their right side, my right side, so we'd like for staff to create a sign-up sheet so those individuals that wish to speak at public participation to sign up, put their name, their address, and so we have it for the record. And if they want to include the topic, that's fine. But I think those are some of the things that we need to do in moving forward, and I'd like to see that take place hopefully in April. Well, on another note, as public participation on my part, the Las Cruces Public Schools is going to have a benefit on Friday, February 23rd. It's a tortilla rolling contest. So I signed up for it. Councilor Flores has already told me I'm not going to win because I haven't been practicing, but it's a benefit for the Las Cruces Public Schools. So this is my bid to, if you want to go see me make a somewhat round tortilla, it's for a benefit for our Las Cruces Public School. It'll be at the Convention Center at 6 p.m. So join me if you can. Friday the 23rd. 6
I have
p.m.
a vague recollection, that there used to be these fundraisers where little kids, myself included, would be like, oh, just pay me 15 cents for every lap I swim, and then it turns out I could swim like 1,000 laps, and people were on the hook for a bunch of money. Is there a similar model for us, your tortillas? Like, is there a per tortilla sponsorship, or?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they're selling tickets. You can look for it through Las Cruces publicschools.org, and I think they're selling tickets too as a fundraiser.
There you go.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, 6 p.m.
I'm open to being grifted though. If you're up for making 100 tortillas, I'm here for it.
Okay, thank you.
It's not going to be a quantity thing. It's going to be the quality of the one tortilla.
Correct.
Yeah, like I said, he's going to lose.
But I'll make a bunch of minis for a fundraiser. Okay, with that, I'll turn it over to the city manager. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Just a couple items have been given to me by our departments. Just a reminder, February 24th is our Government Communications Day. So that's in honor of our communications, so give kudos to them. It's also VLC, Visit Las Cruces Sunseekers Trail Pass has launched. It's a free mobile-friendly passport that includes information on over 20 trail locations, and then the neighborhood dumpsters as well, February 24th at Paul's Ball parking lot, and then Tony Gomez Park, and then Henry Benavides Community Center from 8 to noon. And then Mayor and Council, if I can just have one comment here. I'll keep the rest brief with my report here, but there was a comment made which I want to highlight, and I'm grateful for the comment that was made, because that was probably the most enlightening comment, I think, if people really listen to like this woman in the back. She's absolutely right. The form of government we have is a council manager form of government. And like I said, if everybody understood that, this would be lining up in my office, because the way the council manager form of government works is that the city manager is appointed to run the operations of the city. And one of the genius of that role is that it takes the politics out of that, and that we go strictly on day-to-day and operations. And there are many people in the community that understand that, and both Chief Story and myself have had opportunity to speak and to really talk about facts, give real data, because the politics aren't mixed in to that. The vitriol and well, there's still vitriol, but certainly we can speak more freely about facts and move away from the politics. If we're talking about facts, the police department in the last 3 years, the general fund budget has increased by 25%. We've spent close to $6 million on just vehicles. And so there's so many programs, so many things that our Chief Story, Chief Dominguez has been pounding, putting into work as, and if they would just, people understood that rather than pointing fingers at the mayor and council, I think there'd be more productivity in the conversations that we have, because there's absolute truth in that, and I'm happy to sit down with anyone. Chief Story as well. We're happy to sit down with anybody and talk about the plans from administration, what's been working, what's not. We've also asked for solutions, and haven't really gotten much from those that have come. What they have walked away with is a better understanding of how city government works, and the things that we're doing and the things that, again, are not working. But I will say that what the council does have, what the council is responsible for, is approving our budget. And the council has approved every single thing that we've brought to you, certainly since I've been here. There have been no pushback when it comes to public safety. And so I want to make that known, because that is a fact. No matter how the council and mayor feels about what needs to happen, there's been no pushback. So any thoughts about defunding, I don't know where that misinformation is coming from, but I can tell you as your city manager, there has been no talk about that, at least with me. Was the only employee of the city mayor and city council. And so I just wanted to make that known, and then also, again, I would spread that. I would tell the people that, because, you know, what the role of government we have, and so that they'll understand, and that we can meet with the politics aside. And we can talk about, again, some of the things that we're doing, that it's working, that's not. And in all my years, I've never had a mayor and council that has worked so hard with the solutions, because your role is really policy. But you've worked so hard in trying to come up with solutions, and I get stuff all the time from you, council, about things that we should try, we should do, just from looking at other cities. And so I wish the crowd was still here, so that can be said. But I appreciate the comment, ma'am, earlier. I appreciate that, because that's where you should be looking, and that's where the people should be looking. But I appreciate the opportunity, and I stand with Chief Story when he says, you know, we want to make sure that Officer Hernandez is honored, and that you know, his death isn't in vain. And so we'll continue to push. We'll continue to try and come up with solutions. And we've never slowed down. Council hasn't. Neither has staff. And so just wanted that to be out there in the public setting. I've said that before, but it doesn't seem to register. And so I'd like to say it again, and again, appreciate the comment and the opportunity.
Thank you, City Manager Peely. So, looking to adjourn?
So moved by Flores.
Second, Graham.
This is on the motion to adjourn the city council meeting. Councilor McClure?
Yes.
Councilor Matisse?
Yes.
Councilor Graham?
Yes.
Councilor Coran?
Yes.
Councilor Flores?
Yes.
Councilor Bencomo?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.